this lesson, let's learn about the settlement of file groups. Now, for file groups, ang gagawin natin sa lesson na to is we will consider the consolidation settlement for file groups. Sa file groups, this is actually similar treatment doon sa isolated footings. Now, as a review, if you can remember, di ba, yung primary consolidation settlement para sa mga isolated footings, equal yon dun sa height ng clay layer that will be consolidated over 1 plus the point ratio, and then multiplied by the compression index log of the overburden plus the change in pressure over the overburden pressure. So, ito lang yung formula natin, and this is for normally consolidated clay. Okay, normally consolidated. Now, the only modification na gagawin natin is that we assume an imaginary mat at 2/3 the pile length. In other words, kung wari, meron ako pile cap supported by piles. Itong pile length na to, kuha ako nung 2/3 nung length na yan. Kasi 2/3 na length na yan, dyan ako mag-i-start nung aking influenced area para doon sa clay layer. Okay? Same pa rin naman na 2-to-1 yung vertical to horizontal natin. Pero doon lang ako mag-i-start at 2/3 nung haba nung piles ko. Okay, so mag-example tayo. I have here a mat or a pile supported mat na merong load na 2,500. Yung piles ko is 4 rows by 5 columns. So ito yon. And as you can see, ang spacing niya is 0.9 on both directions. Yan yung spacing ng piles ko. I have circular piles with 300 mm diameter at ang pile length is 9 meters. So, itong length na to, 9 meters yan. Now, as you can see, meron akong mga layers of sand sa taas at saka meron akong clay layers sa ilalim. So, itong clay layer na to, ito yung magkakaroon ng consolidation settlement. So, given yung mga properties and we have the water table here at 4 meters below the ground. Now, sagutan natin. Una, kailangan alamin muna natin what is the overburden pressure at the mid-height of the clay layer. So, the overburden pressure at the mid-height, P sub O, we can compute that simply by summing up the gamma times the corresponding heights. So, yung P sub O natin, first is we have yung 16 sa taas times, that is at a depth of 4 meters, plus yung saturated unit weight ng sand sa taas. So, kailangan natin effective. So, ang gagawin ko, I will subtract 9.81 from that times yung kanyang depth ng 6 meters. And then, similarly, i-add ko yung sa clay layer, which is 19. Saturated yun. Minus 9.81 tayo. Times 5 meters. So, ngayon, ang P sub O natin, equal yan sa 189.09 kilopascals. So, here is P sub O, 189.09. Next step, i-determine natin yung areas of influence at the top, middle, and bottom of the clay layer. Now, to determine that areas of influence, we need to get yung imaginary mat natin, and that would be at the 2/3 ng pile length. So, kung ito yung depth na 2/3 ng pile length, that would be 2/3 ng pile length, 9 meters yung piles natin. So, this would be 6 meters. Kung 6 meters yan, because this is 8 meters in total, and this is 6 meters, ang matitira dito is 2 meters. Dito sa level na to, dito ako magkakaroon ng parang imaginary mat. And from there, I would be extending the area of influence ng aking imaginary mat. And syempre, ayan ay merong 2-to-1 na slopes. Now, going back doon sa given, remember na ang spacing natin is 0.9. Kailangan gumawa tayo nung parang sa block action consideration natin para dito sa piles at i-determine natin ano yung length at saka yung width nitong block na to. Yan din kasi yung magiging length at width doon sa imaginary mat na ilalagay natin doon sa 2/3 level. So from here, I can see na yung W or the width equal yan dun sa number of rows minus 1 times yung spacing na 0.9 plus dalawang 1/2 ng diameter sa kabilang side. Since center to center yung spacing na binigay. So, kailangan ko yung d over 2 dito at saka d over 2. In other words, mag-a-add ako nung diameter which is 0.9. Ganun din sa length. I have 5 columns minus 1 and then ang spacing is 0.9 and then add the diameter 0.3. Kaya naman, ang width nung imaginary mat natin is 3 meters na merong length na 3.9 meters. So, okay. This is actually 3 meters by 3.9 meters. Kailangan nating makuha yung areas of influence sa top, sa middle, at saka sa bottom nung clay layer. So, dito sa top, para makuha yan, i-increase ko lang naman tong dimension na to by this depth, 2 meters. So, yung area sa top, yung clay layer, that would be 3 plus 2 multiplied by 3.9 plus 2. In other words, the area of influence sa top, ang clay layer, is 29.5 square meters. Para naman doon sa middle na section, clay layer, dito, of course, this would be, kung nasa middle siya, 2.5 meters since 5 meters yung thickness ng clay layer. So, ang gagawin lang natin, yung 3 at saka yung 3.9, dadagdagan mo lang ng 4.5 meters. So, this becomes 3 plus 4.5 multiplied by 3.9 plus 4.5. In other words, yung mid natin, area of influence natin sa middle ng clay layer, that would be 63 square meters. And finally, yung sa bottom ng clay layer, dito, that is at a distance of 2 plus 5 or 7 meters galing doon sa ating imaginary mat. So, similar process, we just add yung depth na yon, which is 7 meters, 3.9 by 7. And we get the area of influence doon sa bottom ng clay layer, which gives us 109 square meters. Next is step. So, let me copy this one muna. Next is step, kailangan natin yung average stress increase doon sa clay layer. Para magawa yon, I need yung mga stresses dito sa top, mid, at saka sa bottom. So, ito na yung stresses sa top, sa yung areas sa top, mid, at saka sa bottom ng clay layer. To get the average stress increase, ang gagawin ko, kukunin ko yung stress increase sa top, which would be Q divided by yung area of influence sa top clay layer. This becomes 2,500 divided by 29.5. Ibig sabihin, yung increase in pressure, average increase in pressure sa top ng clay layer, that would be 84.746 kilopascals. And similarly, yung change naman in pressure sa middle ng clay layer, that would be 2,500 divided by 63 square meters. So this should give us 39.683 kilopascals. And then, yung average increase sa bottom clay layer, we have 2,500 divided by 109, which gives us 22.936 kilopascals. At para makuha yung average stress increase doon sa kabuuan ng clay layer, gagamitin natin yung formula na yung stress sa top plus 4 times yung increase in stress sa middle plus yung increase in stress sa bottom all over 6. Substitute natin yung mga nakuha nating sagot dyan. So we have 84.746 plus 4 times yung 39.683 plus 22.936 all over 6. The average stress increase is therefore equal sa 44.402 kilopascals. Finally, makompute na natin yung primary consolidation settlement. Remember, yung P sub O natin, okay, balikan ko, that's 189.09. So, P sub O, sulat ko ulit dito, 189.09 kilopascals. And then, yung delta P is 44.402 kilopascals. Para sa normally consolidated clay, ang ating consolidation settlement ay ganito. Substituting the values, we have, ang height ng clay layer is 5,000 millimeters divided by yung mga given. So, sa-substitute lang natin dito. After natin ma-substitute, makakompute na natin kung ano yung value ng primary consolidation settlement. Primary consolidation settlement is equal to 95.15 millimeters. So, that's it for the primary consolidation settlement of a pile group.
Like mo yung video kung ayos. Pag hindi, pag mo i-dislike, leave ka ng comment kung bakit, ha? Sige na, subscribe.